I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Almighty God, as we approach our Thanksgiving season, help us to truly be thankful for all the things you have bestowed upon us, and help us to live lives that are worthy of you. In Christ's name, amen. I've been told that people have been ignoring our sign-in sheet, so please, before you leave, sign in that you have been here.
That needs to
Tell him he's not on mute.
Boom.
Which one do I press?
Well, he needs to mute himself.
Let me check numbers real quick.
Jack,
Make sure.
Jack, can you mute yourself? Can you mute yourself, please?
Please. Yes.
Thank you.
That's what I thought.
He's got his.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, good call.
Excuse me.
Approval of the minutes for October 23rd.
If it does become a problem, you can press this red button here. That'll mute this phone.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
if it continues to happen.
Move for approval of the October 28th minutes.
Second?
Move to second, those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carried. Next item is the review fees of Christopher Burke, $2,851.
So moved. For
Second.
approval?
Moved and second, those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried. Next is regulated drain maintenance funds, $15,936. Cheryl,
Move for approval.
thank you.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Acceptance of the auditor's report, same amount.
Move for approval.
Second?
And those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. First item on the agenda then is Town Projects Brownsburg, Ventium Design. Step forward and give your name and address of your firm, and the floor is yours.
Laser pointer.
Okay,
Do you have something for me?
yes,
Okay.
we may or may not need it, but
Okay.
I'll talk with it.
You can show me this.
Okay, so I'm Kelly Cantor with Naventium Design, a Veritas Group company. We are the civil engineer for the Brownsburg High School East Athletics Project. That's what we're here to discuss
And your
today.
firm's address.
5649 Suite 1, Indianapolis, Indiana. So where we're located at here, so this is the high school that we've done multiple projects on. So for this project, we're here on the east side of Odell Street. It is the old track and the softball diamonds up here on the north side. So for this project, we will be demoing more or less everything, and this will be a new track on the northeast corner here, and then we'll have new softball diamonds on the south side. So we'll have parking lots in the front, and we'll have a support building in the middle to support both of those. So from a drainage standpoint, this is a dual basin. So the north side goes directly to the legal drain, and then the south side ties into existing infrastructure within Odell that eventually gets back to the legal drain. So they both go to the legal drain at the end of the day on the west side of the high school campus. So here to answer any questions that anybody might have.
Well, there have been multiple projects in this area, and have never ever caused a problem. And I can't really understand why it had to cause a problem, but it hasn't. That's a good thing. So,
Good engineering.
yeah.
I like that. Yes.
Great county survey work.
Any board members have questions for the presenter?
I will move for preliminary and final approval on S0925.
Second.
Moved and second, is there further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, anyone opposed, motion carried. Dale Cruz, you're up.
Thank you.
MIP 308.
Morning, Dale Cruz, Cruz Consulting, 7384 Business Center Drive in Avon, and this project is for the Kaznak family. It's on County Road 1000 East, but it's in a section where it's running east-west, so it's a little bit odd, but here's the Hendricks Hospital, Ronald Reagan, 56th Street, and we're right here. The Kaznaks own 3 lots right here. They have for many years owned 3 lots. Their home is on this parcel. They own a woodworking, vintage furniture restoration business. They have for many years run out of this, almost looks like a house, but out of this building back here. And the desire is to now, as they're approaching retirement age, they're thinking how their exit strategy for how they'll sell this land. And they'd like to take their house parcel and squeeze it over to include this shed right here. And then which changes this parcel in the back so that the access for this parcel, instead of coming through here, the access for this parcel will come around this side right here. So basically it's taking these 3 lots and rearranging them. This one will stay basically the same. This one will still have the stem like this, but the stem will be narrower and it will be over here. And this parcel right here will be a bigger rectangle, right there. At the end of when everything is built out here, this will be made into a residence, and this will it'll just be a for sale vacant lot for sale.
And it will be on sewer.
So for all intents and purposes, it doesn't change drainage at all?
It doesn't.
No.
Chair will entertain a motion.
I would move preliminary and final approval on MIP 1204.
308.
I'm sorry, 308.
Second.
Correct.
Moving and seconded. Further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And none opposed, motion carries. MIP 1204. Dale Cruz.
Again, I'm Dale Cruz, Cruz Consulting, 7384 Business Center Drive in Avon, and this is a plat in North Salem that Mr. Bowles owns. It is this parcel, right? It's both of these actually. These were created as this parcel was created as an illegal lot split off of this one. So to correct the illegal lot split, we're doing a 2-lot minor plat to make both of those into their legally divided lots. Ultimately there'll only be one house built here because this one obviously already exists. But this is in an effort to correct the illegal lot split. There's a creek that runs through here, runs to the east, and it runs under Nebraska Street right here. Our drainage all ends up going to that creek, and there'll be one new home built on this northern parcel. So it's actually request for approval of a 2-lot plat is what it's for, but it's to build one house.
Again, no regulated drain.
Nope.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Move for approval, MIP 1204.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Next is MIP 1205. Chair will entertain a motion for continuance.
Move for continuance, MIP 1205.
Okay, seconded by Jack. Motion made by Brad. Those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Motion carries. MIP 1206, and we'll do them together. DPR 529, both modern storage. Is Luke here?
No, he was not gonna show
Okay.
up.
He's the engineer for modern. So the chair will entertain a motion to continue both 1206 and 529.
So moved.
Second.
Moving second, those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 And keep in mind, these are continued only, not because of a drainage necessary issue, only because Plan Commission hasn't moved the ball down the field yet.
Okay. All right. I was wondering why, so thank you.
Next, Mr. Stillwell.
I have nothing, thanks.
This isn't working very well.
I read that. Jack Denny, we're still getting we're getting a lot of background noise from you.
We'll have
Okay.
to mute between votes.
We're not able to mute you on our end apparently, so,
I can mute.
okay, thank you.
Mr. Schimmel, do you have anything? Dave, you're up.
So you have in your packets the Drainage Board meeting schedule for 2026. If you all would like to approve those, it's always the second.
Does it mirror the previous one?
Yeah.
Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Moving second, those in favor of the motion, say by saying aye.
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 It's adopted. Now sealed quotes. Emily?
Yep.
You're up.
Okay,
Actually, the first is the Claremont Lake
Oh, yeah.
sealed vote recommendation from the previous meeting.
We had the quotes opened at the last meeting on Claremont Lakes.
Yes,
We'd like to make that recommendation
you
to
have to do
you.
that first.
So the surveyor's office recommends the lowest quote with Alexander Contractors in the amount of $50,900.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
I'll second this. Moving second, those in favor of the motion, say by saying aye.
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 None opposed? We're good. Thank you,
And
Emily.
a question on that
Thank
too,
you,
real quick,
Tiffany.
Bob.
Now, Emily.
okay.
What, hold on. Michael had a question.
On those sealed votes, on the last meeting, we opened them and looked at them. Do we typically, vote, or, bring it forward at the end of the meeting? Or how does that work?
We did in the past, but it forced my office to really go through those quotes quickly. So I asked Bob if we could take the time and vote on them the next meeting where we could really investigate.
But Dave, you did stipulate that if they're not.
If it's not
true-
complicated.
If it's not
Right.
complicated, yeah.
Right.
And we got ourselves into a little bit of trouble
Yes.
on the one that we let, Bob, that you called me about.
Yes.
Because we just,
Yeah, if they're not, if it's just straightforward, we can make that recommendation at the meeting.
Okay.
If we're a little concerned, we think it's a little bit more complicated, apples to apples, we'd like to have a little bit more time to review those.
Okay.
Sounds fair.
Okay, we have received 3 quotes for the Barnett Ditch Phase 1. First one is from Landworks. In the amount of $18,470. Second one is from Moraine Excavating. In the amount of $22,100. And the last one is from Beechwood Construction. In the amount of $40,000. We have, again, 3 sealed quotes from, for the Barnett Ditch Phase 2. Just keep it online. Okay, first one from OTS Construction. Maybe. For $73,900. Second one's from Moraine. $58,206. And the last one is from Beechwood. For $85,500. Then we have 2 for the Barnett Ditch Phase 3. And the first one's from Moraine. For $69,800. And the second one's from OTS. I'm sorry, yes, OTS Construction. for $89,400.
My question, I know the board members may have questions also. Are we gonna do these simultaneously?
The phases.
Phase one, phase two, the phase
So you're gonna
three.
do them in phase, but since we got them divided up, is there any reason phase, they can't be working on the, well, the amount of money is got, you wanna stay away from that issue? Okay.
We broke this up due to, the contractors didn't want to bid on all 3 areas because some of them requires a long reach that they don't have. So we had to break this up a
Okay.
little bit. And then we had to get a right of entry for phase 3, so just the nature of the job, we kind of had to break this up.
So I'm assuming phase 1 is the outlet, or the low end of this?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are, per our conversation previously, then you want to review these and come back? Okay.
We've got time to do that as well.
Okay, is that it for you? I guess we're ready for wishes to be heard. Anyone in the audience have anything to bring before the Drainage Board? Drainage Board members, do you have anything to bring before the board?
I have nothing.
This time?
Well, then,
Not at this time.
Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Second.
Those in favor of the motion, say by saying aye.
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 Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks for calling me in.
You bet. Have a good day.
You too.
I'd have slid it to you if I knew that. You got a stack of them there.
Is that it?
Is that a record?
I think we've done better than that before.
We had a lot on the agenda, so we went pretty quick.
That was pretty good.
Oh, I tried to.
Emily and Tiffany are doing a great job. Emily and Tiffany are doing a great job
Sorry.
keeping up.
One thing we need to think about during the snow the other day, I've seen this before, and we talked about doing it. Previous cruiser, talking to him about giving them push cars off the road if they're abandoned.
Oh.
Because once the snow gets really deep, and by us, it's happened before, they just go, people just leave the car and it's sitting right in the middle of the road, so you can't plow the
Oh,
road.
pointer.
And you would have one.
Found it.
Sign from the
I did, I liked it.
Side of the road. We've done work there.
Call our meeting to order. On November the 12th, Commissioners' meeting. Please join us in the pledge to the flag and a prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you today for the remembrance we had yesterday for those men and women that have served our country well. Thank you for the freedoms we have and for those that are still serving today. Give us your wisdom today as we make decisions for the people here in Hendricks County. May what we say and do please you, Father, in Christ's name. Amen. Thank you to all who are present and to those of you listening in. Appreciate that. Chair would entertain a motion for the minutes of October the 28th.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Approval of claims that we received.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the claims, and thank you, Ann, and your staff. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. All right, under new business, I'm going to add an item right away, and that is Town of Plainfield. Scott Singleton wants to discuss with us an item. Scott, welcome.
Thank you.
Could you give us your name and address, please?
Try to get this booted up.
All right, that's fine. No rush.
Yeah, my name is Scott Singleton. I'm the Director of Engineering for the Town of Plainfield. I've historically been the Director of Transportation. I've just recently taken on a new role with the town. So I appreciate you allowing me to speak briefly with you today and just go over, we've just recently wrapped up and opened up the new roundabout at the intersection of County Road 300 South and Old 267 or Avon Avenue. So brought a little map just to kind of give us, everybody in the room, including ourselves, kind of our understanding of our boundaries. North is to the left here. And so this is Old State Highway 267, A1 Avenue, and 300 South. The red line marks the corporate boundary of the town. And as you can see, a lot of areas, the town doesn't reach to this intersection. Of course, we entered into a relinquishment agreement, partnered with the county on that, and took over Avon Avenue into our jurisdiction. The town accepted basically everything from the left of the screen, left of the picture, to the south coming into downtown. And so that's all the town's jurisdiction. We then applied for a grant from the MPO to put in a new intersection improvement, a roundabout, at the actual intersection. And so it's hard to see on this screen, but there's a little line there, a yellow dash that basically shows the scope of the project with the MPO. And then we came to the county and said, hey, got the funding, we're gonna get this roundabout installed. Sure would be nice to be able to see the road improved from there all the way to the corporate boundary along 300 South. And so you guys, as the governing body of the county, obviously entered into an interlocal with the town, and we all decided to split those costs, and you guys participated in the project, and we were able to get that portion of the work improved all the way to the roundabout. So on top of that, then we were able to take some other town funding and extend the project. And what you see in the blue, we were able to get all that resurfaced. And so at the end of this, what you really see is, working together, government agencies, and really creating a lot of improvement for people that are, some are in the town, some are outside the town, county residents. We're all county residents, of course. But then, just really getting things done for the group. And so I wanted to kind of get in front of you and just kind of help promote that and recognize that us working together has made a better project for everybody, including a lot of town residents that obviously drive right through this intersection on the regular. So the county, the town, the MPO, the state of Indiana, all working together to get this done. So I think it's a good achievement. There you can see the new roundabout. That yellow portion is showing what would have been left out had we just gone forward with just the MPO project. But partnering with the county here, we're able to get that done. And you can see the nice sidewalk improvement that now ties in a new neighborhood that's in the county, as well as, get to this roundabout. And of course, we do expect other development to occur years, whenever down the road, that'll benefit from these improvements. And you can see the old section there that's been replaced. So,
Scott, that's a great improvement. It is, really is.
thank you.
I've driven it, and it is very nice.
I come through there multiple times a day. One, I'm glad it's open.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
It's
Two,
amazing when
it's
these
a
things close.
huge improvement, and I find it attractive as well.
Yeah, so it's, the brick stamping is designed to make it look nice, but also be relatively low maintenance and a safer and less impact to the public to have to do landscaping inside of those islands and things like that. So we think that's an overall an improvement. We are getting a lot of feedback about the speed tables as you approach the roundabout.
So
Those
Scott-
are,
Scott, if you want, on those speed table things, little bumps there, you can tell people that was the county money that put those in, and not the town of Plainfield.
well, we think, I get a lot of positive comments about them too, so, but we appreciate the partnership for sure. So, yeah, we do think we're gonna enter in, maybe do a public poll and get some feedback. Once the dust settles and people get used to them, I think anything new, you get some negative feedback.
Mr. President.
Sure. go ahead.
Scott, are the brick, is that low angle there, so if trucks come through and, they have a problem?
Yes, that curb in the middle is a mountable curb.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we use a different detail for the interior of the roundabout. That's a deeper section of concrete that's not finished with brick. It's just colored to match, expecting that trucks will run there.
Because
they will run up. Absolutely. We got Dom Trucking to the south, and I should go back, and I think it's just been a couple of years since we talked about this. This green area to the south, that's a future project where the town is going to be taking out that bridge and lowering that profile through there. And so this was an important project to do first, so that Dom Trucking has a way to get out, because they could not navigate that old intersection very easily. So with the roundabout in there, they'll be able to go north out of their facility, go do their things. So all trying to think ahead about those things. But so that's it. That's the only reason I just wanted to show up and say thank you for partnering with the town and getting this done. It's a good project for the community, I think.
Yeah. And thank you for being willing to come and show us this. We appreciate it. Yeah, maybe it'll spur some other cooperation with other communities in the county, and we'll work together on other projects. So that's good.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. Thanks, John.
Have a good day.
We'll work with them.
Scott quite a bit on stuff. He's good to work with on all those. We have several joint projects going on right now.
John, you are up.
Yes, sir. This is bid opening for the Ronald Reagan Parkway Phase 1B. We have 6 bids received. I checked downstairs in my office and there's no more that have come in. So you'll need to move to close the bids and then I'll read these.
I'll move to close the bids.
Been moved to close the bids. All in
Second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, John.
For your enjoyment, there's bid tab sheets if you want to write down the numbers. There's way too many zeros in these, but that's the way it goes. First bid is from Reith Riley. And the dollar amount of
Like 2 or 3 million.
What's that? $24,547,501.55.
What was that again?
24, sorry, I lost my place here.
24,547,501.55.
Next bid is from Great X. Dollar amount of $27,128,891. $27,128,891. Next bid is from E&B. $24,374,137. $24,374,137. Next bid is from William Charles Construction, formerly White. Also known as White. Dollar amount of $25,563,000. $25,563. Next bid is from Kreider and Kreider. Dollar amount of $23,723,000. $23,723,000. Last bid is from Milestone. $25,924,000. $25,924,000. So that's all the bids I have. Typically on these, we take 2 weeks to review them and get back to you. In this case, the reason we set the bid date for today is because Financial Solutions Group needs to get started with the bonding. He's comfortable with I talked to Greg yesterday, he's comfortable with a conditional award. What I'd like to do is Bart's gonna run downstairs and double check the math on the low bid. And then come up, and then what we'll do is a conditional review, condition upon making sure all the documents are in place. And so we'll word that motion accordingly.
Fine. Thank you. And just for everyone's understanding, this project is for the continuation of the Ronald Reagan Parkway North of 750 in Brownsburg up to 1,000 in Brownsburg. So that's what this bid is for. Thank you, and thanks to all the companies that bid. Appreciate it. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
County Coroner Dan Chubb, you are next. We have a public hearing. This is, let's see, we gave the notice last meeting.
Just need to open the public
And
Need to open the public hearing.
I will open the public hearing on the, I guess I'll call it the fee schedule for the coroner's office. And I don't need to read this, do I? Here it is, folks. If you can read it, why, good luck. Any comments from anybody in the public on this? Basically, what happened was coroner's had fees that he has charged, so on, but we the commissioners have not had a formal ordinance about this, and that's what we're doing. So, seeing that we have no comments, I will close public hearing. And now I would entertain a motion on ordinance 2025-41, Hendricks County Coroner's ordinance for collection of fees.
Move approval. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Next on our agenda is Sheltering Wings Center for Women. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are Elizabeth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good. This is for a grant, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
We've been awarded the Emergency Solutions Grant by the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. They are a recipient of HUD funds for 91 of the 92 counties in our state. And then we apply as a subrecipient. We've been awarded $45,000, which is the same amount that we received last year as well. We've successfully applied for this grant since 2004. And it's vital to the operations of our shelter because it helps us defray the costs of the electric bill, the heat, and the building insurance.
Very good. Great. And we just need to approve this.
Yes, sir.
Right. What kind of a bank on it? Is that right, Ann? Passes through the county or does it go directly to you?
It goes directly to our
Okay.
center.
Very good. Been moved and
Second.
seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for your support.
You bet, and thanks for the work you do.
Thank you.
You bet. Purdue Extension contract agreement with Purdue to conduct the extension services. Jeff?
Yes,
Good morning.
morning, how are you?
Good.
Should have presented with the contractual agreement prior to the meeting. See the amount of $142,058. That covers basically 3 full-time extension educators or a portion of their salaries. But it's more, you're paying for a service of those 3, not necessarily our salaries. But like I said, and then also that covers an 80% appointment by A&R, 20% with community development, then you get a full-time health and human services and a full-time 4-H youth and development educator out of that. Plus, we have Purdue supplies the county a part-time nutrition education program advisor as well. So on beyond that, just so that you know, kind of, you're not covering everything that comes through Purdue covers some of that with grants and stuff as well. But at the same time, they supply the computer services and the contractual lease agreement and stuff as well, and a lot of other things with our benefits and stuff that you guys don't cover with us. So.
And we get you as well.
Yes, you get us
All
as
right.
well.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? And this starts January 1.
Be January 1 of this coming year, yes.
And thank you, and it hurts me to say it, but thanks Purdue. I'm an IU guy.
That's okay.
I know it is. I'll regret it when basketball starts.
While I'm up here too, I just want to let you know, I'm working with the clerk's office right now to do a program in January to help individuals. It's called So You Want to Run for Office. So we're trying to put a program for people that would be interested in any entity, whether school board or public service. So we'll have that in January. Might call it upon one of you or two of you to be involved in that. So just look forward to that.
Sure.
Thank you.
That's good. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff. Aaron Hughes, St. Vincent Employee Assistance Program.
Good morning. This is the annual contract renewal with St. Vincent's. They handle our EAP. All of the verbiage is the exact same. The only thing is a 4% increase, which is the same as they did last year. I've asked them if we can negotiate the 4% for next year though. So just asking for signature.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, and I think it's for my signature, right?
Please.
You guys don't have to do it. All right. Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea of the number of our associates that utilize this program?
Yeah, they do send me a report periodically, so I do keep copies of those reports.
So you do.
Yep, if you'd like a copy, I can send you a copy.
No, I don't need to see any of that. I just, it is utilized then.
Yes, it
I
is
think that's
utilized.
good then.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Did we vote on this?
We did.
Okay, thanks. All right, Ann, we are down to you, the Baker Tilly agreement.
Yes, we use them for our accounting. They convert everything into the GAAP accounting for us before the SBOA audits. So this is just their annual engagement letter for next year's
Okay.
audit.
Chair would entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. And my question, we have used them now for a few years, right? Or this would be
I would say 3 or
second year
4.
maybe, or 3 or 4 years, I don't know. Would they consider, is this relatively the same amount, or it's probably increased a little?
It has increased, I would say 20,000.
Okay. I was wondering if we would enter into a
This year, they
multi-year
already
agreement.
spent a little more than
Then what?
what was agreed
Okay.
upon because they had to put in more hours. So I can talk to them, but I think we're still trying to,
Figure it out?
yeah.
Okay, very good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you.
And again.
Keep going, Ann.
Oh, yes. So the CVET and FIT has been, usually it goes through settlement, so people pay their taxes and then we pay it through settlement. And now it is not going through that process, but we still need a legislative body to say where the funds can go. We would like to leave them where they have been going, which is the settlement fund into general, and then we disperse them to the towns.
Yeah.
We would like to just keep it as it is. You just need to make a motion to keep it as it is.
I will move to, and said, keep it as it is.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, and it looked like from the information you gave us that most counties do that.
Yeah.
So, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Thank you, man. Mr. Ayers, back to you.
First of my item I have for you is a 911 GIS improvement grant. Clint Stoutner, the GIS administrator for the county, is here to answer questions. He worked on this on behalf of, with 911 dispatch. So he can explain more what it is, but my understanding is we had to apply for it, but it's only awarded to county governments.
Yeah.
But it's for them.
Okay.
So how, the mechanism of how that gets passed through to them, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Basically, the communications center, they put out all the funding for this. The grant, it had to be applied for by a county agency. They came to me because they want to improve the road ranges just to make everybody a little safer. And it's improving our addresses. We will get the data also. The county, it will be on the beacon. So it is to our advantage, it was to our advantage to apply for it.
So it helps make the addressing locations a little more accurate?
Oh, they're checking
Is that what it
everything.
does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're checking everything.
And that there's no local match?
No local match. Basically, once this was granted, they've already contracted with somebody to do the work. Basically, we're just saying, the state's going to give us $30,000. We pass it on to them. I show them the bill. And the work gets done and we get the data, which is a huge advantage to us.
Is it a reimbursement? We have to get billed first and then
We have to get billed first, yeah. But the billing will go through 911, not county.
Very good. And Clint, is it a set amount or for the year? Or
It's just $30,000, right? That's it.
It's a
That's it.
one-time.
One time.
One-time.
Now,
Okay.
the program may continue. They may do it again next year, but it would be to keep improving these things. There's different tiers. We're going top tier to get the addresses improved.
Okay. All in favor? Or, excuse me, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Thanks, Clint.
Yep.
All right, second item I have is a Marathon Pipeline Encroachment Agreement, which has been tabled on our agenda for about 3 meetings. This is on the Parkway Phase 1B, which we just bid, which, by the way, I don't know if you're paying attention, but those are really good bids.
I thought those were exceptional.
Anyway, I digress. So this is in that segment towards the north end.
Digressing.
Yeah, I'll quit digressing. This is at the north, towards the north end. Marathon Pipeline has two lines crossing there. This is an encroachment agreement to cross their lines, which is typical of what we do with pipelines. Normally, I won't say normally, but in a lot of cases, the pipelines do work in advance. Some of this we did several years ago. A couple other pipelines in this segment chose to do modifications to their lines, lower them, encase them, whatever they do. Marathon at that time, this was in 2020, said, no, we think everything's good. The lines are relatively shallow, but they said we're not gonna need to relocate because we're adding fill on top. So when this came back up again and we're firing up this Phase 1B, getting it ready for bid, we contacted all the pipelines, all the utilities, says everything okay? And everybody said, well, yeah, but some of them said, we'd really like to take a look again. We went out and did some test holes to make sure we knew the depth of this line. They were okay with the depth, but then they run instrumentation through the lines to check for problems with the line. This time, they came up with several places that they want to repair before we put the road across it. That's fine, except that I wish they'd have told us that 5 years ago, because
They want us to repair.
we have to pay for it, because the alternative would be for relocation and or relining. The most irritating part is probably schedule-wise, because they say it's gonna take 10 weeks plus 8 weeks lead time. And that's something we'll have to work out with the contractors. I think we'll figure out a way around that. We just have to work around, we have to gap that area. Fortunately, it's close to one end of the project, but it could be an issue with dirt movement by the contractors. But I'm in talking with Marathon, I'm pretty confident we can get that worked out so that it doesn't affect our construction schedule. The cost, we will have to get an additional appropriation from Edit to pay for this. It's just over $2,055,000. And again, as with all these things with the railroad pipelines, this is an estimate. One concession they did make that they don't normally do, they're not requiring this up front. They're going to invoice us, and we have 60 days. So that gives us time to get an additional appropriation. Normally, they require that payment before they lift a finger.
Could this be used out of the bonding funds that we're working toward? Bonding funds be used for this?
We could ask him today, but.
It's certainly directly related to the project.
We could. I don't know a reason why we couldn't use bond funds for that.
We consider, especially with where the numbers potentially are.
Financially, I don't know if it's better to add it to the bond, if it costs more to add to the bond.
That's something that we can figure out, but that's a good point.
That's an option.
That's a good
I'll
point.
talk to Ann more about that, what the implications of that are.
My other question on it, there was this Hamstra Living Trust that land was purchased or for an easement or something.
Yes.
Through there, is that number in this 2.055?
We already bought that.
We've already bought that, so that, okay, that was, when I read it, that was in there, so, okay, all right.
Yep, so Greg has reviewed the agreement. It's comfortable.
Yeah, marathon's a marathon.
Yeah.
They're not changing their agreement.
Well, we got them to do, John got them to do a couple of things, and I tried to work on some definitions that didn't turn out as well we hoped. But under the circumstances, it's the best we got.
Okay.
Their work is a preventative. I mean, it's not not damage to the line now, but it's weak spots and some welds and a couple other spots, and they'll go in and they'll re-weld it, and then they'll boot that area of the line and then clean and recoat the line through where it crosses our right of way. Or they don't call it our right of way, but our construction limits. So I understand that it's preventative, but I'm irritated we have to pay.
It's been moved and seconded to approve this agreement with Marathon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
That's great. Notice to bidders for Bridge 28.
This is a bridge on County Road 700 North, just west of 267. We're ready to replace it. We had some right-of-way challenges and some utility relocations, but those are all taken care of now. We would like to set a bid date for this, I think. 12/9. We have enough time to get the advertising.
Move to approve.
Second question, Mr. President.
Yes.
How long do you anticipate? Because this bridge is really.
I don't remember the duration in the agreement.
There are good ways to get around it, but it's.
There are.
It's used a lot.
It is, yeah. It's a pretty high traffic road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
But it's not a small bridge either.
No, it's not.
Yeah, yeah. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Yep. So this is notice to bidders, and we'll open those on December 9th. Next up, this is the power line on the highway garage project, and the power line is being done by Hendricks Power for that, and this is a utility line location easement that you would authorize that we all sign, looks like, yes. And it's $1, I think. That's what it is. We saved money by not having it done as most easements would be done. Cost $5,000, it's gonna be $1. I think I said
Move to
that.
grant the easement to Hendricks Power.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Pardon me, Kenny.
Yes, yes, sir.
Milo reminded me, a good catch. Did you
I
want
talked-
some additional language about?
I talked to Greg Tournay about it, and we could make that a part of the motion, that if ever the line needs to be moved, they know they will have to move it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to put that in the easement.
Okay. In this document?
Yes.
Okay, not just in our minutes.
Do you want me to amend my motion to include that verbiage?
Yeah, we'll add that, yeah.
My motion's amended.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Years down the road, if they look for this,
Yeah.
they won't go to look at the minutes.
Okay, all right, we can go back and
Add
change
it.
it.
All right.
Thank you. Comments from the floor? Anyone present? Please, if you have comments, please state your name and address. And for this gentleman, we thank you for being here.
Thank you. Jim Murphy, 10726 North State Road, 267, Brownsburg. I'm here today to talk about the extension and the effects of the extension of Ronald Reagan Parkway from 750
Okay.
north to 1000 north. I've heard from a local farm operation that this is going to cause 900 East to be shut down completely to construct a retention pond and use the soil for the roadbed. At the same time, we're looking to be working on 1000 North. So all these projects are intertied to some degree. And if you look at the 1000 North situation and what detours that might cause, closing 900 East would, in my opinion, eliminate a route for the people of Hendricks County to take, rather than driving all the way up to Boone County, 750 south. So, as John mentioned earlier about contractor working with Marifine Pipeline, I think we need to get that understanding done. And some of my suggestions are, don't close it at all and have flaggers take care of this situation. Or if you do close it, you close it for a period of 60 days, hold the contractor to that. And those 60 days should not be in the middle of winter or when school is in session. So I would suggest June and July and get the job done In the summertime, the road isn't going to be used as much, schools and so forth, and the weather is more conducive to people taking detours. So please take that into consideration.
I can address that real quick.
Yeah.
The intertwining of the close of the two projects is going to be a headache. We are working, as we go through the design on 1,000 North, we're working on different maintenance and traffic plans, what we can leave open, what we can't leave open. A portion of 1,000 we're actually relocating slightly to the south. So we're trying to make sure all that interacts. There's going to be some inconveniences, no doubt, but we're trying to make that work as smooth as we can. Regarding 900 itself, we gave several different scenarios in the plans for bidders on the Parkway on how they could time their closures and their detour routes depending on which part of the Parkway they're working on. The only time 900 has to be closed is for a culvert we're putting in, culvert replacement for the Kate Lee. It has to be closed then. Other times it could possibly be open if the contractor is going to be using borrow out of the ponds for the road. So it could be open, like he said, with flaggers during that time period. We're giving the contractor some flexibility on that, but we have put time limitations on closures so we don't repeat the issues we have with 700 North and 750 North. So it's going to depend a lot on the contractor's work plan when they can close what, but we have the leverage this time around to limit closure times.
Okay, Jim, I think, and thank you for always being here, and your comments are very well taken. Appreciate that. I think we've learned a lot from the current Ronald Reagan Parkway project, and John, I know, has worked really hard to make sure we don't duplicate that on this next phase. So John, thank you for that as well.
The way it's going to tie into 1,000 North, the timing wise on the projects, that's going to be the trickiest part.
Well, Mr. President, if I might, I've already been contacted by
Like Starkey.
let's say a representative wanting to, and I put them in touch about the borrow pit, borrowing dirt. So I told them who to talk to. I said, they wouldn't let the contract in. I said, well, they're trying to work ahead. I said, well, it's up to you. But I do share your concern with agriculture. And the farm guys, they need to be in touch with those guys that are on the ground there. Talk to them each time, because with farm equipment, you can do things that you can't do in a car. And just say, hey, I need to be able to get around here, and share that with them. And they've talked to me, but share that with them, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah, and other than when we're replacing that structure on the Kate Lee, for farm traffic, we can't let them through on
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
case-by-case basis.
Absolutely.
So, like you said, they talk to people on the ground.
Yeah,
to make sure
absolutely.
we're not doing it at a bad time, but
Right.
they can't get around.
Okay. Thank you much.
Thank you, yeah. Bob, no matter who kind of thinks they're the spokesman up there, I think it's Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, any other comments from the floor? Okay, elected officials, any elected officials want to make any comments? Seeing none. Staff reports, John?
I've already been through most of these. I do have title sheets for you to sign for Bridge 28, that you just signed the notice to bidders for, and Bridge 49. Most of my memo is just updates. I wanted to hit a couple things. One is the ribbon cutting ceremony on Friday at 3 for Phase 1A of the Parkway. The contractor was in here sitting in the front row, but I don't know if they will be able to actually open it Friday or if it will be Monday. Monday is their contractual deadline, so I anticipate it being Monday.
Do we want to have a, never mind.
Also, I wanted to point out, NDOT's having a public information meeting about the US 40 and 200 intersection improvements. Bob, I know you're aware of that. We met with NDOT a couple of times.
Tonight.
It's tonight, yes.
Tonight,
They had
5 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so. They had a pre-meeting a couple weeks ago. I wasn't there. Kim attended on our behalf.
Will Kim or somebody be there tonight?
I'm gonna try to go.
All right.
I may be there. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna try to be there.
That's fine.
Yeah. And then the other, like I said, there's some updates there if you want to ask me questions. The other thing I wanted to add that is not on here, I was at a meeting last week that was, Yes, Friday. It was facilitated by Lockmuller. Chris Pope was there also with Whitestown and Zionsville and Boone County regarding the future of the parkway north of the border. So there was a lot of good discussion there. One of the towns is more eager to move on it than the other.
Well, if they don't move,
And they both kind of have, the way the limits interlock up there, they kind of both have to be going the same. But I think it was a good conversation, so it went well.
Thank you.
And unless you have questions for me on any of these other items?
We'll do our part to get it to where we need to get it, and then it's up to them.
Yeah, our alignment is set up to the county line. There's talk about them maybe modifying their alignment to tie in with some interchanges over north of Whitestown. And if they want to do that, that's fine. That'll add more time to the process because I have to redo the environmental. But as far as our part, it's pretty well nailed down. We're not building north of 1,000 yet. And I said, you know, everybody knows what your construction schedule is, then we'll start advancing that last mile, getting it ready to go on our end. So.
So I had a thought, what if we just went ahead and built that last mile and ended it where it's designed, and then they've got to go from there?
We could.
That's probably not the right thing to do.
You know, nobody in the engineering world likes that term. So.
Okay.
question, Mr. President.
Yeah.
John, you know, theoretically looking at this, once it's completed up to 1,000, what are the projection of those cars? What are they gonna do? I mean, 80% of them going over 267, or 80% of them going to Marion County?
I don't know what that split's gonna look like. I don't remember if the model predicted that as far as interim situations. 1,000 North is so bad as you go into Marion County. I'd be surprised if very many of them went east. I think the majority will go, our traffic that's continuing on north rather than going to Indy. I think traffic's trying to go into Indianapolis will take 74 or maybe 600. I don't think they'll go all the way up and go in. So I think the majority of them will go west to 267 and up. That's why we're doing the.
Well, I had a request the other day from one of the homeowners associations about wanting us to reconsider the sidewalk along
1,000.
1,000?
No.
There's been correspondence about that, yes.
Yeah, we've seen that, Bob.
Well, this guy personally contacted me.
Okay.
Him.
Has it been designed for that? Okay, that would be an issue then.
I can talk to you about that after the meeting.
Okay.
There's reason, eventually, yes, it will have that, but in this phase, we were trying to keep the project scope down to match the funding we had available that the commissioners chose to use, which was relinquishment funds from the relinquishment in the town of Plainfield that we got.
I think it's too dangerous to have a sidewalk there anyway, but whatever.
Right now especially, I think there's a safety issue because it will take probably more traffic right now with the park. As long as the parkway ends there will be more traffic on that segment than there will be long term. But the main thing is we scaled down the scope of the project for this phase to match the funding we have.
Yeah.
So it can be added in the future, maybe added with the second phase where we go east. But right now it's not on the table.
Thank you.
Anything else, John? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. John?
The only item on my report that requires any comment or action by you is item number 1, meal allowance for travel. This was discussed at your last meeting. And I've made some recommendations regarding what those should be and consult with the auditor's office. And am recommending that you adopt those, increasing meal allowance in 2 of the areas and up to your discretion on the 3rd area.
So this aligns with what the state is doing?
Correct. It's roughly aligns with what the state is doing. And one of the things I like about it is that similar to our mileage policy, when the state increases mileage, so do we. It's kind of inflation-proof, or it builds in a cost of living. The same would be for our meal allowance.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't require other action by the commissioners, and it would keep pace with cost of living.
So you, if I might, Mr. President.
Sure.
The third thing that you said was kind of an alternate.
It's the one-day meeting training conference. There's a flat per diem rate of
Yes.
$20. And
What's the $20 for, the meals?
it's a $20 allowance for a meal. One of the reasons I wasn't comfortable recommending an increase is my interpretation is that would normally be for lunch. But that was one of the areas that employees had asked for an increase or thought that the $20 might be low.
So just for everybody's information, we would go from, on an overnight conference with no meals provided, we would go from a flat per diem rate of $45 to $52. And on an overnight conference, partial meals provided, we would go from a flat rate of $25 to $41. And then on what Todd was just talking about, that flat rate now is one day meeting. It's a $20 rate. And what if we would raise that, Todd, would $25 you think be appropriate?
I think it would be appreciated by the employees, yes.
Okay. Do we want to?
Then I'll make a motion
I'm
to.
fine with the 20.
I'll make a,
Okay.
25, you say?
On the single day.
So let's approve then going to 52, 41, and 25.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. And then this also, Todd, means that when the state moves, we will move also.
Correct.
Okay.
It also needs, some language in the employee manual needs to be corrected, and I can correct that consistently.
Very good. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You bet.
Any,
All right. Anything else?
let me take a step back
Yeah.
on mine real quick. I was sitting right in front of me, and it wasn't like it was a minor thing today, but Bart brought up to me, they did a cursory check on the math on the bid, and it is okay. Initial look says all the documents are in place. I still like some more time to review, but I would ask that we make a motion to conditionally award to Kreider and Kreider Excavating the contract in the amount of $23,723,000 as the apparent lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
Move to follow the engineer's recommendation.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Kreider and Kreider on the Ronald Reagan Parkway 1B project as a conditional amount at this time. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I was gonna do it sometime down here, but Doug, Mr. Morris.
Just a few kind of updates, new things for my report. The first one is, I did not get this to Mila before she made your menu. I'll give you guys a copy. It's very technical, but what I'm proposing, that first item there, is we have a lot of, and I'll give you guys some as well. We have a lot of, and you've already got one of these gray, but I'll give it to you anyway. Yeah, a lot of technical stuff in this. Just for your viewing pleasure. We use a lot of Cisco equipment, mostly because it is, that's networking security, stuff like that. Mostly because it's part of the state, and the state uses it extensively in their network as well. They've negotiated pricing, QPA pricing breaks with Cisco on that, substantial pricing breaks. So we consequently have used them over the years. What this proposal is from a company up north that we've worked with on some other projects. And it's actually, they are the middleman. This is actually a proposal through Cisco, through the state QPA. What this does is it takes all of our Cisco equipment and licensing and wraps it up into one, what we call an enterprise agreement. Instead of us renewing this system this year and the next system this year, it incorporates it all into one agreement, spreads that cost over. That's part of why I'm bringing it to you today. I'm not asking for approval today, just introducing the concept to you. Hopefully I can bring it back formal. But it puts it into a 5-year agreement. The reason it's 5 years is because our licensing level does not hit the threshold to get us into a 3-year agreement. I think you have to have like $300,000 spend, and we're just over that. But to get it within that threshold, they had to spread it over 5 years. One of the benefits of that is this takes this licensing and locks it in for that entire 5 years. So as we increase with employees or endpoints, we pay that licensing through that 5 years at this cost now, which is a benefit. What it also does is give me the ability to budget over 5 years a set amount versus having to worry about any increases, potential increases coming up in the budgeting cycle. Again, Greg, I got it to him a little late. He hasn't had an opportunity to fully review it. It's not a new purchase. This is all of our existing hardware and purchasing. It just wraps up to one. Now, we've got a couple of our systems are coming up for renewals here in the next couple months, so that's placed in here as well. We had to renew on a couple of systems. That has already been done. Next year, that will be wrapped up into this agreement as well. And again, it just locks it all into a 5-year agreement and spreads that cost over 5 years. Like I said, I just want to bring it to you, let Greg review it, make sure he's comfortable with the terms of this. Again, it's through Cisco. It's the mediary is called Network Solutions, is a company up north. They're kind of one of the major vendors that the state uses for Cisco in the state. So this is agreement through them, negotiated by Cisco. So I'll let Greg review it. I'll talk to him a little bit more, and then I can bring it back. It's really designed to start December 1st.
Okay. Questions?
Yeah.
We'll be ready next meeting. Okay.
Question, Mr. President?
Yeah.
Doug, so it says selection of equipment, manufacturer warranty. So they don't care what equipment you buy.
It's
left up to you to what equipment you buy.
Correct, within that Cisco product line.
Okay.
So it's specifically with Cisco. So they make network hardware and they make network security systems. We use, all of our network switching are Cisco. We don't use Cisco firewalls. We've got a different vendor for those. But like our web filtering is through Cisco. When the deputies remote into the network from their MDTs in their cars, that uses a Cisco architecture as well. All of that will be wrapped up into this agreement.
So do you have competitive bids for your equipment?
We do, but again, this is a QPA, so it's already bidded competitively.
Oh, okay.
So we could look at Juniper and stuff like that, but Juniper does not have, like Juniper is another manufacturer, they don't have a QPA with the state of Indiana, Cisco does.
Okay.
So that's kind of alleviates us having to worry about competitive bidding or quoting because it's already been negotiated by the state.
Thank you.
And we kind of piggyback their agreements on most of that stuff, they allow us to do that.
Thank you.
So again, I know it's a lot of jumbo, just want you to be comfortable with what it is, and then I will discuss with Greg and bring it back on that next meeting to see if we can get a formal approval. The second item is another thing we've recently are going to start changing, just making you aware of it. We're going to send out plenty of information to employees, our user group, but we are moving to a new email system. This email system is going to start identifying spam. Most of the time it won't identify spam because it'll keep it from coming in, but it'll identify email if it originates outside of our network as external mail. I know we've all probably seen email where it has like a little banner at the top that says this did not originate inside or it's external mail. We've never done that because sometimes it can kind of coax users into a false sense of security and they get kind of blind to it. This system kind of does that now. It will let us know that the mail comes in from external, but it also gives us another level of filtering that it checks for security, any kind of security issues. The other thing the system does is if a user clicks on a link within there, it proxies it. It kind of changes that link, makes sure it's secure, and then forwards it on. Again, just making you aware of it. We're going to send literature out to everyone, but we'll probably enact this system next Monday. It's kind of our target date. Just making you aware, so if you hear anything, then that's what it is. It will not impact users. It may add a few seconds to an email click link, like if they go to the web, because it has to check that link. But it's all in the name of security. It's just a new system that was, not new system, but it's an enhancement of the system we currently are using. And then the third thing, real quick, I kind of mentioned it to Ann, I know she's gotten a few lately, is FOIA requests. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Greg about it. What's happening is we're getting a lot more requests for Freedom of Information Act or public information document things. What we've gotten thus far seems to be pretty legit. They're just vendors looking for information on, they're trying to build databases of what government uses. But I was in 2 meetings last week, separate meetings that discussed this. One, townships are getting hit really hard on these because these, to call them bad actors may be a little severe, but nefarious people are trying to gather this information, especially from townships, because a lot of times their POs and invoices for like their indigent services where they're providing assistance, a lot of personal PII, personal information, is put it within those invoices and POs at the township level. It's just a kind of a practice that they've used. Well, they use Freedom of Information Act to try to gather those documents to get that PII. That's one example they sent. Another one is there are some other bad actors that are trying to grab invoices and POs from governments to try to understand what their invoices look like, to then send fraudulent ones and try to get money sent in. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to start working. I'm going to do a little bit more research, but I think we probably need to route all that through, not necessarily volunteering for it, but it may be the best thing for IT to kind of be the spearhead of that and just kind of make sure that those are legitimate requests, and then work with Greg on if we should respond or if we get better details. A lot of them are real broad. They want 5 years of POs of this certain vendor or whatever. It's a little bit of work, especially on Ann's department, but also it could just be them trying to get fraudulent stuff. So it was very interesting to be in a couple of different meetings last week and those be brought up differently, that I wanted to make sure that people were.
Intrinsically, when those people have appeared before us, when you apply to and Brad, you were on the advisory board, you have to bare your soul to get the financing that you're seeking. So you have to share a whole bunch of stuff.
And as I understand it, again, I've never seen this, but the first meeting last week, I was with IoT has a weekly chat with local government, and just bringing up is more or less just a coffee talk. And the director down at IoT had said that they had gotten 2 different inquiries from township governments that they were getting these FOIA requests. And they said specifically a lot of townships put that PII on POs and invoices as a way of tracking those requests. And then there was consequently public documents, so they should be available, but they're trying to figure out a way. It's been brought up to the Attorney General's office as well as the Public Access Council. They're working on something, but just in the meantime, we'll probably try to funnel those requests through my department. I'll get with the appropriate people and just let them know, and just so we can someone can track that stuff. Just want to make you aware of that. That's all I have, unless you have anything for me. All right, thank you.
County Attorney?
Yeah, just a small thing. We want to work through the Plan Commission and amend our unsafe building ordinance to include the word premises, which would make it consistent with the state statute. Also gives a little more flexibility with unsafe properties as opposed to unsafe buildings. So just want to let you know, with your consent, we'll go ahead and get that started. And
work it through the process. Very good. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. We also found just a Scrivener's error that will correct, while we're doing the same thing. Okay, great. Thank you. Commissioners, anything?
Nothing.
Yes, Mr. President, I have the awling file here.
Yeah.
Before they spoke with John, I'm gonna hand it to Milo, and I will get you Mrs. Alling's telephone number so you can communicate all those issues that you told me that they have to comply with, because my brother and I have already, we own all the ground around there, so it doesn't affect us at all. And we've signed off to where we don't want them to have an attorney or an engineer. We just need to vacate the easement back to them as a driveway. But there is a process for that. They've got the document in here, and I'll give you her number so you can communicate those things. So maybe we can act upon it 2 weeks from now. I know, John, you had some concern about, but we don't. There's a propane gas tank sitting in the easement now, trees. Tom and I would never, ever use it. Anybody bought our ground, they're gonna go around the side of it anyway.
Maybe, it's hard to predict those things, that's why we try to plat those.
Sure, I understand.
accesses.
That's all I got.
So I try to require that.
Very good. Anything else? Okay. You okay? All right.
No, fine.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
There it
So
is.
moved, seconded.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
We'll call the Hendricks County Regional Sewer Board meeting to order. If everyone would join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item before us is the approval of the minutes from our October 14th meeting.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aqua Indiana report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'll go first and Todd has a report for you. Really nothing much to add to the written report unless you have any questions. Trickling in customers, about a couple a month, but we should see a swell of customers coming in once the contractor started hooking up the houses there in Shoal Creek.
Yes.
So we'll get another, I think there's 30 in there, maybe a little more. Other than that, pretty quiet. Any questions?
I think so. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. It's good to see you again. For the record, I'm Sazi Oliva, president of Aqua Indiana, and I would just like to provide you a little bit of information about the recent merger news with American Water. So as far as we know, and we've been guaranteed, there will be no operational changes or impacts. I can say as a former regulator of utilities that American Water is an equally great utility. So I've worked with them, I know they're leaders. They're a good water utility. So we expect and are excited for a seamless merger, and we expect the transaction to close Q1 of 2027. So I wanted to let you know that.
2027?
Yeah, so 18 months. Yep. So until then, we operate as separate entities, business as usual, and we continue with all our plans. And if I could approach and share this with you.
That's a heck of a
Thank
due
you.
diligence period.
Yeah. A lot of regulators have to approve this, yes. And then one more thing I wanted to share. Aqua Indiana and the board had an open meeting presentation by our engineer, Jim Shields, a while back with suggested adjustments to the current fees. The suggested change is consistent with that discussion. The proposed monthly fee adjustments, which I'm not asking for today, I'm simply giving it to you to review and get feedback from you, but are in alignment with comparable market service fees, which are included in the packet for your review. Our analysis considered the consumer price index, and the district has not adjusted its monthly service fee in over 20 years. We're presenting this change for your review and consideration. Please let us know your thoughts, next steps once you've reviewed, and I'm happy to answer any questions, and I thank you in advance.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I have a question. So once this merger is completed, are the same people going to sit in front of us?
I would think so.
Yes. So here's some more information. There's not a lot of geographical overlap in Indiana. So of all the states that are involved in this transaction, Indiana is in a good place because we don't have a lot of geographical overlap. And American Water in Indiana is mostly water systems, not wastewater systems. Yeah.
Not wastewater.
So they
Right.
don't have experience there.
Yes.
So are they willing to defer to you then on those
Yes.
issues? Okay.
Yeah, all of our operations will remain intact. Probably the person to worry the most is me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes.
That's what I was
You'll be the
thinking.
target.
Yes, but I know, like I said, I know a lot of the executive leaders at American Water, so I'll still be around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
American Structure Point report.
Yeah, I sent out the monthly report earlier this week via email. There's not a whole lot to note besides what was written down unless you guys have any questions. We did receive a new development plan review for the I-74 area near the new Ronald Reagan lift station that came in a week ago. That is not reflected in this report. Yeah, but besides that, nothing else to note.
Exit 59, I-70. I'm gonna look at Jim for that one. Nothing.
Yeah, I think our next step is gonna be, I know Saji and Aqua and Greg are all talking about strategies. And so it's nothing that we can get in a hurry about. So I think they're sussing out the details of what's the best strategy to take and then remount the attack. Still waiting to hear on that IURC judgment on the Monrovia thing for scoping out 4-mile guaranteed area around their town, so they haven't made a judgment on that. And Sadzi was just telling me that they're down to two folks in the IURC, so they won't even have a commission come, or a
January.
quorum
No
come
quorum.
January.
Unless appointments are made soon.
Right, and so anyway, kind of, there's a lot of pieces there that have yet to come about, so I don't, business as usual until that point.
Okay, financial statement status.
Yep. Giving you the current, all the current data as required by State Board of Accounts. We got our 3%, a little tick more than 3% this month on the money market monies. So that was a good thing. And I think that equated to $11,378 interest payment.
Free money. Or at least maintain the same buying power with our money, probably a more appropriate way to look at that.
And then, like I said, the rest of that, just give you copies of my deposit tickets, what made up that revenue. Again, for State Board of Accounts, so that's in there for the record.
All right. Claim approval payments.
Town of Monrovia, $13,961.31. Sir Walt Witham Young's, $1,200. Hendricks Power, $1,110.80. American Structure Point, $25,672.50. State Board of Accounts, $5,740.24. Aqua Indiana, $3,605.61. American Structure Point, $18,165. Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any other wishes to be heard before this body?
One question, Mr. President. Have you had conversation with IURC personally?
We met with the commissioners a month ago when our executive leadership team came, but we did not get into the specifics of the case. So I have not had.
Okay. You didn't feel comfortable bringing it up at that time?
Yes, bringing it up to the commissioners was
Okay.
not something that would have been appropriate.
Okay.
But we do have lobbyists
Okay.
that can inquire of the IURC staff.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I got, Mr. President.
You're welcome. Jim, do you have a sense of when you're gonna wind down your,
Last day of January.
last day of January? Okay, so through
Yeah, it'll be
January.
like, all right, the 30th is on a Friday, if I remember right.
You gonna call in sick that day?
No, I'm gonna be here.
Unless he is sick.
Yeah, so from the mechanics part of it, and I know that Aqua has reached out to you guys. I've asked them to reach out to you guys. I think it's important that that you have a direct connection with Aqua. I felt like in the history, my role has been to be the person with past Aqua folks to say, screw you, that's not gonna work for us, before, instead of you having to do that, you know, other than the dealing with State Board of Accounts and all those kind of things. I think this group here, and I'm pointing at Saji specifically, I think I'd like to give credit to corporate Aqua to say they strategically picked her for this time period, but I know that's a crock. But I think
think she's the right person for the right job for the right time. And I trust her. I can't say that historically with other Aqua representatives. So I feel good about that, but you need to feel good about that. And in order to do that, you need to have a direct communication with her and the Aqua people. So I've tried to let that happen. So I want you to know that. I think trust, and that's what I've told them, is that trust is paramount with this relationship. And I've always put myself in that. I said, I've got to trust you, otherwise we got no business working together. And I think that's going to be the same thing with the board. Also, why we brought this thing up with rates, what was it, 8 months ago? To start saying, hey, we haven't changed it in 20 years. Our costs have gone up in 20 years, and we got to make a move. My position with them, again, so you can carry on with Aqua, has been we need to justify a rate increase. It has to be justified based on cost. You can't just make more money because you have an opportunity to make more money. That's not what we're in the sewer business for. You have to justify it based on an increase in cost. And the second part of that is you have to be competitive in the marketplace. You don't have to be the lowest, cannot be the highest. You got to be in the pack, and that's why that sheet is in that folder that shows you our marketplace. And you can go everywhere. There's rates all over the board, but the people that elect you guys are the ones that we need to be protecting. And that's what I've communicated to Aqua, that your position will be. Do we need to take rate increases? Yeah, because our costs increase. That's a fact. But we always have to be competitive. So that is a point that I wanted to make. So as you go down the road, the piece, and I don't know what you guys are intending, if you're going to replace my position or not. I understand I think I know background conversations and kind of what the options are. The big piece in here that if you don't have a person doing my job is all the paperwork minutia required by State Board of Accounts and Department of Local Government Finance. My suggestion to Todd, to feed back to you guys, has been get Paula to do that. I've already talked to Paula. I've already talked about how this could look. I said, I'm not speaking for the commissioners or the board, but I said, to me, that's logical. Paula's okay with doing it. Probably will take an increase in pay, which you can pull from the sewer money. Wouldn't have to come out of county funding. But you can do however you want to, but I think she is willing to do that, and would be even happier if there was more money with it. But I need to have Paula in my office quickly, because she's gonna need to take everything that I've been doing it and put it in a format that works with how she does it. She already deals with all the same people, with DLGF and State Board of Accounts. They're the exact same auditors. We talk, it should be a seamless flow. And that would be my suggestion, but it's gonna need this is what we're gonna do. The sooner I can get Paula down, the less confusion happens in 2 months. We can start making that conversion. The only other piece that's left out of that is, right now, we have 2 contracts with Aqua. One deals with the Eastern System, which is the majority of our business. The other contract deals with Exit 59. So we take all the money at Exit 59. We take capacity fees, we take monthly fees, everything comes to the district. I do all the invoicing, I do all the deposits, I do all the accounting, I do that for that. In the long run, my suggestion to Aqua has been, if we can get this deal done with the plant, let them do that. You're gonna give up money and capacity fees, but you're gonna also pass off minutia of administrative crap that you don't really need. There's no point to it. And so I positioned that with Aqua. I wouldn't do that until until you get to that point. You can do it now if you want, it doesn't really matter. But that makes probably the most sense. And then you could go to one contract. There's no point in having two separate contracts. It's just silly. And I've made my position with Aqua known very, very clearly. I've tried to speak on your behalf on how I would be if I was in your seat. You know, you may have a different tack, but know that that's in their ear already. And I'll say it with Zadzi sitting here, I said, I think your big question is what right now the leadership on the East Coast directs Zadzi in one way. She may agree or may not agree. But she has to operate in this world. And those two worlds have totally different goals. And so that's kind of what I've told Zadzi and Jim and Karen and all those is that they gotta, you gotta play in a middle ground. Can't have, East Coast can't have everything they want it exactly the way they want it. Because we have to operate here in a competitive marketplace, and that will drive our bottom line. And so they've heard that. Now, with American Water, ultimately, all those people are gonna be gone, whether they know it today or not. They're jobless, upper management. And upper management is the ones that have been pushing that, especially finance people. So I don't know the corporate tune of American Water Works. We'll have to just kind of wait and see. But if Sadzi's still around, I think she'll take the position that is beneficial for you guys with corporate. So I think that'd be the only thing to be aware of. So big picture, I think we'll have smooth moving. It shouldn't be any big deals. I think the details can be covered with Paul in the short run.
We just need to provide some level of consensus or authority that.
Yeah, I think.
And then we need to work out a financial component to that.
Yeah, again, it's not a big deal.
Right.
It's more mechanics. And you guys don't want any piece of that at all. And Paul is a perfect setup. It's a perfect set. And I've already got stuff organized, so it's just a matter of her taking everything I've got and fitting it into her.
Take your milk crate.
Yeah.
She's a quick learner.
Oh, yeah, no, and I talk to Paula all the time, so, and she's aware with, the TIF payments, we're still getting TIF payments coming back from that exit 59 district. She's dealing with the ARPA money, all those things. Oh, that's the other part too, is that ARPA money. And for you too, that money has to be spent by the end of next year. So we're just finishing up finalizing all the easements that we needed before we can pull the trigger for a bid. But we want to, and I'm going to tell Karen the same thing, Saavedra, a structure point, so you can take this back to her. We got to pound that dude. As soon as that gets done, we need to spend as much of that as we can, and as it gets down to the end, if there's some left, we need to figure out with Paula again how, whether it's a paperwork commitment or whatever, we want every penny of that 6.3 million that has been allotted. We don't want to let any of that go back to the feds. So that's the only thing to keep in the back of your mind, but I would let, between Karen and Aqua, they're gonna burn all that, so.
All right, anything else before us? I would say we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you get your checks back, Jim?
No. Here's your meetings, or your